Okay, we should be live. I'm going to make sure everything is working, and then we can get started. Audio sounds fine. Alrighty, we should be good. So we've got part one of the divisional round today. We're going to be doing it in two parts rather than normal. So we're going to watch two games today. Let's pull up the playoff bracket. Hello, Hector. Welcome in. So the two games we'll be watching today are the two games with the number one seeds. We will start with the Cowboys going up against the Los Angeles Rams, and then we've got the Bills going up against the Houston Texans. Our first look at the two number one seeds as they have some tough matchups against their respective six seeds. Both six seeds won. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. What if this dream is just me and you alone? Well, it doesn't look like it now that Mr. Nick is here. I'm going to do some quick touch-ups to the sliders before we get started with the Dallas and Rams game. Nick has only ever made it to the conference championship once in his coaching career. Seems pretty hard to believe, but he's only gotten there once. Today, he can get there for a second time. What's good, C-Mill? What's good, Todd? Welcome in, fellas. Okay, so what do I want to change specifically? I think we'll have the pass blocking a little bit. Actually, no, pass blocking is fine. I would say let's knock down the pass coverage. We'll move the QB accuracy up to about 69. Nice. We'll roll with that. Reminder, I have more second-round appearances than Hector in OFL 23. That is true. It's okay. You can always blow it up at the end of the year. Yeah, but his team won 13 games. I don't know why he'd want to blow it up. Unless they lose by like 50 today. Then maybe he will. Siri, give me a number between 14 and 15. Karl Malone's favorites.
The answer is 14.
That is the Rams. I'm blowing it up. Who wants Myles Garrett? I'll take him. I'll take another year of Myles Garrett. I've only had him like 3 times in my OFL career. Something light. Siri picking the Rams is not a good sign. Maybe Battle will pick the Rams too. Okay, so Dallas is going with their normal white. I assume these. And then what do we want for the Rams? We can't really wear white because Dallas is, but we can do blue. We can do the original LA with the white or gold. We can do the St. Louis ones, or we can do the original LA from like the 70s. I see 1 vote for blue. I assume normal blue. I kind of want normal blue too, so that's 2 for normal blue. Do Crips versus Gangsta Disciples. Is that white? We can do blue, or we can do blue, or we can do blue. I know, quite a lot of choices. I would say the helmet's the bigger difference than the jerseys. Old gold. There's a vote for old gold. Old gold is in, like, the old... Which one is that? Like, this one or, like, old? Like, I would assume you mean this. Gold, yellow, same thing. Can't wait for EA to be like, what if we ran the entire offense through just screenplays? Oh, I'm prepared. That's what we saw in the Rams' first game. The yellows are the Latino Kings. Can we get the all blues over piss yellow? That's 2 for blue, 1 for yellow. Does anybody else care? Going once? Going twice? Going a third time? Sold. When the Rams find a way to win this game, we can wear old gold for the conference championship because we know Nick has a hard time making out of the divisional round. He's gotten here a lot, and he hasn't got past here a lot. Only once, which was season 1 of OFL 22, which is when they lost to the 7th-seeded Cinderella Dublin Shamrocks before the games was there. Do I affiliate myself with the Bloods or the Crips? I don't, but my favorite color is blue. So does that make me like a Crip? I think they're the blue ones. If our defense lays an egg to a team who scored 6 points in the wild card round, well, to be fair, they played against the Mexico defense with like 4 superstars on the defensive line, so that'll happen. Octi is a Crip. I read that as Octi is a cop at first. I was very confused. So Dallas will start with the ball, and we'll get a look at Joe Burrow and Nick Chubb. Not only does Nick have a poor track record of making the conference championship, but the Dallas Cowboys themselves do as well. Is this finally the Cowboys' year? Our defense isn't much worse than Mexico's. That's fair. You're not wrong. But even so, I feel like that whole game was just weird to where I would expect them to score more than 6 points. Although I've been wrong before. If Dallas wins, they will host the NFC Championship against either the Seahawks or the Dreadnoughts. That game, of course, will be played on Wednesday. If the Rams win, then they will go to one of those places, depending on who wins, as Isaiah Foskey is hurt for the Rams on the first play of the game. Not exactly an endearing sign. Joe Burrow is then sacked. Jabari Zuniga and friends making the play. A quick start for the Rams defense, who only allowed 3 points last week, albeit against the Golden Eagles offense, who has struggled in watch games this year. Joe Burrow's under more pressure, fakes the sack, fakes another sack, but is still brought down. Deshaun Hand. What a good start for the Rams pass rush with 2 early sacks. I associate myself with the OFL Bowl. Oh, fumble on the punt, but the Rams get it. Guess who's still in school right now? I'm going to take a wild guess and say you. Could be wrong, though. Wait, who's hurt? That's an injured animation, isn't it? Ooh, is that Eric McCoy, the starting center? That's a little bit significant. The interior offensive line for the Cowboys has already been a train wreck a minute into the game. So here come the Rams. The former Cowboy, Javonte Williams, gets a couple. Walking to my bus. Very fun. Dak goes downfield. He has a wide open Cooper Kupp to the 43. Holding his forearm. It's a torn spine. Yeah, he tore his spine. He'll be good to go for the second half. Just give it some ice. There's Javonte Williams to the 30. Rams looking good to start the game. The Cowboys were the team I picked to win the entire thing, so it would certainly be ironic if they lost right away. But it's early. We're only 3 minutes into the game. Play action fake. Short throw. I feel like if I tore my ACL in the Super Bowl, I'd lock in, put the team on my back, and come back the next quarter. Yeah, only Greg Jennings can do that. Real ones, no. That's why Greg Jennings is the greatest athlete in the history of sports. Man's broke his leg and still got an 100-yard touchdown, or close to. TJ Watt got hurt? I didn't even see that. What happened to TJ Watt? Then you would wake up, Hector. What a fun dream. So, it's not been a very good start here for the Cowboys. Apparently, TJ Watt's hurt. I didn't even see that. And they're down 3-0. We'll see what the offense can do on drive number 2. Now on the bus. Cool beans. They've not run the ball yet. I feel like they should maybe run it. Although they gained positive yards for the first time, so that's something. What's good, SGIFT? Welcome. Maybe you're on the same bus as Little Jaw. Short throw for Dulcich. He doesn't get it. Can they just give the ball to Nick Chubb? For the love of Christ. You have like the best running back in the league, if not one of. Use him. On 3rd and inches, they don't. Okay, they got it. Whatever. That's fine. But still, you have Nick Chubb on your team, damn it. Cowboys are bigger frauds than us. We're in the third... I cannot speak. We're in the first quarter. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Why is Joe Burrow alone in the backfield? Why are they throwing the ball? Are they ever just going to run it? What did you miss? So far, it hasn't been a great start for Dallas, but there's still plenty of time, so you haven't missed too much. They're going to throw it again. I mean, he hasn't thrown an incompletion. I think that was incomplete. I don't think he was inbounds, now that I say that. I jinxed it. But still, their refusal to run the... Oh, they did complete it. Okay, never mind. But their refusal to run the ball is certainly a strategy. Finally. And sure enough, Nick Chubb gets like 9 or 10. They're going to give him the first down. Okay. When the Dreadnoughts beat you, your plane is going to get shot down by the cartel. Crazy hypothetical. What is the crazy hypothetical we have? What if Nick makes it out of the divisional round? That's a crazy hypothetical. Joe Burrow's in the zone for what it's worth. Hector took the bus to Cancun last week. Only a short drive, that's true. Didn't have to go too far. They practically own the place. The Dreadnoughts ain't stopping defense respecter Kareem Hunt. He respects defenses more than he respects women. Another first down. Joe Burrow's been the check down queen so far, but I mean, he is 8 of 8. So you can't get too upset, but he's not done anything downfield. It's kind of like Stetson Bennett. The only difference is the Cowboys are actually moving the ball. Holy hell, what a catch. This time they do go kind of downfield. And is that Odell Beckham? Check down Corral 2.0. Check down Corral only existed when he was on Nick's team, so it would make sense. There's another one. Joe Burrow, 10 of 10. In the first quarter, the Rams lead at 3-0, but Dallas is marching on the doorstep. They're getting awfully close to the end zone. They have it at like the 9. What did I say? Cowboys are fraudulent. It's literally 3-0. And Dallas could take the lead in a few seconds. Let's not jump to conclusions. Another short throw. Are they going to give it to him? They won't. 10 for 10, but he is under 6 yards per throw. And 6 yards per completion, too. They're going to throw it again. And he is a wide open man in the end zone. It's Mike Evans for the touchdown. 11 of 11. Joe Burrow has been Mr. Efficient, yet Mr. Short Passes. And on this drive, it worked. It's not always going to work, but this time it did. What's good, MP? Welcome in. Your new division rivals are now winning. Surgical precision by Dallas. That's one way to put it. Calm, cool, and collected. Mr. Burrow. If the checkdowns work, why stop? I guess that's a good point. I don't think it's always going to work, though, knowing Madden. But if it does keep working, then in that case, can't argue with it. He needs to do his best Tom Brady impression of the defense to get some stops. I mean, this Rams team has not scored a touchdown yet in the playoffs. It's not like their offense is invincible. Who's making the draft classes? Boomy is. I think Boomy said the deadline for players is like within the next few days. So that's probably a sign that he's getting close to wrapping things up, which is good. So since Boomy is boring, we don't... No, Boomy's told me... He told me a few things a while back about some meme players. So we'll have some jokes in there, I think. Dak has like the same amount of yards as Burrow, but on like less than half the amount of passes. Can we check injuries? That's a good idea, because I don't see TJ Watt in the game. So that might mean he's like actually hurt. Let's see if we don't have that glitch. Awesome. Oh, he's not even here. Oh, also, unrelated, but the game would not let me take Devin Bush off of IR. I do not know why, but the game did not let me take him off of IR. You have enough roster spots, and he's not injured, but the game just would not let me move him. But it looks like TJ Watt is fine. I can show you after the game. It literally did not let me. Probably because we're in the playoffs. Can you not take players off of IR in the playoffs? I did not realize that was a thing. I kind of figured that was the reason why when it didn't work. But I did not know that was a rule. The patented Greg Williams cover zero defense of covering zero people. I don't think there's been an incompletion today. Nope. Maybe I shouldn't have. I mean, I only upped the quarterback accuracy a little bit. To be fair, neither of these quarterbacks have really gone downfield, so that's mainly why there haven't been incompletions. The game is just stupid. I had to release Marcus Williams to redo his contract. Yeah, the game is not the brightest, as we know. Rams are moving it down the field well again. Maybe not on that play. Another nice play from the run defense. What artist does your playlist consist of? I'm a Pablo Picasso guy. I know, that was a joke. I don't really have a playlist. Another stop, and the Rams are going to have to kick another field goal. Their kicker's been a busy man here in the playoffs. Still no touchdowns. Dallas holds on to their lead, 7-6. Well, what songs do you listen to? I love songs. What songs do I listen to? I don't really have like a set few I like. It's just like if it's catchy, then I'm good with it. I don't really have like a genre of choice. In like 3 drives, Dallas and LA have more points than the entire LA and Mexico game. Yeah, I don't think we want another one of that. Even though defensive battles are fun sometimes, that was just all around ugly. If the Cowboys can score a touchdown here, they can put themselves in a good spot. They'd be up by 8, so it is technically still a one-score game. Also got to manage the clock smartly. I don't think time is really an issue right now for Dallas, at least yet. But if you are moving it down the field and get close, you don't want to give the Rams too much time. So they've got to be smart with this little balancing act. As that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 1 after Nick Chubb did not get it on 2nd and short. And now on the flip side, if the Rams defense gets a stop here, then they can take the lead, and they start with the ball in the second half. And it's incomplete. Our first incompletion of the game. It took nearly an entire half. Time isn't an issue, but EA will make it. That's a good point. The one thing going against the Rams, though, is that they are allergic to the end zone. So even though they're going to get the ball here, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half, they haven't shown the ability to score anything more than a field goal. So there's TJ Watt with the pressure, and Dak throws his first incompletion. If TJ Watt can take over, that'd be a big deal. We saw what happened when he did against us. Ooh, that could have been intercepted, but instead it's caught by Cooper Kupp for a gain of 20. That could have been dangerous if the defender had played the ball better. Dak hit as he throws. Nope, incomplete. So now both quarterbacks are starting to miss some throws, and there's a missed throw. It is caught, but by the wrong team. An interception for Greg Newsome. And the Cowboys are going to get the ball with great field position and a perfect opportunity to extend their lead before halftime. What happened to these quarterbacks making throws? So Greg Newsome forces a big turnover. Joe Burrow's literally been in the zone since the first drive of the game for making 5-yard throws. This time it's more like a 15-yard throw, and it is complete. Did I see the Oriole City Connect jerseys? I did. I didn't get like a super long look at it, but it seemed like a cool concept. I feel like the hat was a little bit bland, but I do like the idea. Minute left and 2 timeouts. Time, again, should not be an issue. Keyword is should. We have 11 drunk ants on offense. I would say more like 9. The 2 guards haven't really been helpful. Do I think the NFL will add more teams? Do they need more teams? I mean, as of right now, I don't think there's a reason. I think if there's too much talent at one point, then maybe, but I don't think that's really an issue. Joe Burrow is sacked. They only have 1 timeout. I would assume they're not going to use it here with all that time left. If the Pistons fire Troy Weaver, I might apply. I don't think they should call their timeout now, yeah. I can already predict what's going to happen. They're going to throw the ball and play. And they're not going to score. Book it. Too predictable. I mean, at least they tried to get it in the end zone. Oh, they didn't have enough time for another play. They're going to get it off. And they got it at the buzzer. Wow. I'm surprised they got that off. So Dallas scores at the buzzer. And they will take an 8-point lead into halftime. Normally that doesn't work out. But here it does. Wow. Okay, I was reading Hector's messages that happened as I was trying to say, if the Pistons fired Troy Weaver, I might apply. Well, I don't think Troy Weaver's going to get fired, but his management of the coaching search has been an utter disaster. I don't think he has any idea what he's doing with the coaching. Jabari Zuniga, the GOAT. Number 69, nice on the field, but number 1 in your heart. The one-time EA clock management pays off. After they called that last timeout, I almost thought they should have just kicked it. Because I thought they were going to completely fumble that opportunity. And to be fair, they almost did. But they got back to that line of scrimmage so quickly. I would hire Javon Carter's dad. That might be better than some of the goofballs that we're interviewing now. So the Rams are going to get the ball. It is still technically a one-score game as they're down by 8. So they're not out of it. But they've got to score here, and they've got to maybe get a touchdown for the first time in the entire playoffs. That'd be nice. 3rd and 1. There's Javonte Williams up the middle. Gets it to the 39. Good run. We have 11 drunk ants on defense apparently now. So you just have drunk ants on your team, yet you're still winning. That's impressive. Ooh, I thought that was picked. How come the momentum bar is in the middle? It feels like Dallas should have the momentum. They just had the big drive. They just scored. I get the Rams are looking pretty good to start this drive, but... Devin Singletary getting some run. He gets about 3. Basically the Lions defense. Well, do you mean the Lions defense in the first half of the year? Let's get it right. Yeah, our defense in the first half of the year was literally 11 drunk ants. TJ Watt and friends with the sack. Now it's 3rd and 1. Dak fakes the sack from Watt, fakes another one, but he's not going to get by the 3rd. Hold on, let's find our thing real quick. So David Ajabo gets the big stop to end the drive. And now if Dallas scores here, they'll be up by multiple possessions. So this is a big opportunity for them to really take control after those big sacks from Watt and Ajabo. I like Nick Nurse for the Sixers coaching job. Have they announced finalists? I know the Bucks did. Which I think Nick Nurse was one of the 3. What's good, Pokemon? Welcome on in. Joe Burrow's still in the zone. He's literally been in the zone the entire game. Steve Nash is meeting with the Raptors. Why would the Raptors do that? What did the Raptors see in him? I expect so much more out of Masai Ujiri. I'm disappointed in him. Tipped again, and it's caught! Oh my goodness, is that Chris Godwin? He will take it the distance. A 76-yard touchdown. Holy cow. Does Chris Godwin wear number 5? I know he doesn't in real life, but does he wear 5 here? Regardless, whoa, what a play. I think both Godwin and the corner tipped it. And then Chris Godwin catches it and starts running backwards before he goes upfield. Common Columbus Explorers disaster class. Didn't the Explorers have Nick Chubb too? Yeah, they had Nick Chubb, they had Chris Godwin, they had a top 3 pick in this year's draft, and now they have none of those. Yeah, Bucks was Nick Nurse, Kenny Atkinson, and Adrian Griffin. Wasn't Adrian Griffin with the Raptors, ironically enough? That's got to be a play of the year. Oh, it's up there. Especially considering how big it is for Dallas, who now has all the momentum, deservedly so. Game's not over, but Dallas is in a really good spot, up by 15. Started out with Godwin, traded him to get Will Anderson. Well, at least you used Godwin to get something good. What did the Explorers even get for him originally? Why is Jalen Johnson on Cooper Kupp? That is a good question. Isn't Jalen Johnson your slot corner? That would probably be the reason, because Cooper Kupp probably is lined out in the slot for them. About a minute left in the quarter. Big loss of 3. I think that was Jordan Davis with the initial hit. Or that might have been Davis who finished him off. I don't know. Regardless, I think Jordan Davis was involved in that play. TJ Watt sending pressure. Watt's been really good in this second half. Forces a short throw. The Rams kind of have to score a touchdown here. They still haven't done it in the entire playoffs. They kind of need to now if they want to come back. I don't think you can go through this drive and be happy with a field goal. That goes short. So the Rams have an interesting dilemma. 4th and 6 at the 29 to start the fourth quarter. I would go for it. You're down by 15. It's the start of the fourth. You haven't scored a touchdown in the entirety of the playoffs yet. A field goal keeps it as a 2-score game. I think this is a bad decision. It doesn't change a whole lot. Yeah, the game is closer. But I don't think 12 points down and 15 points down is really that big of the difference. A second, Elijah Moore, and something. Yeah, with how good Chris Godwin has been in hindsight, that feels like a bad trade. Although in terms of on-paper value, it doesn't seem awful. I mean, Elijah Moore is rated pretty good, and he's young. Second-round pick, I feel like if it was a last year, too, it would have been like towards the middle with Dallas. And then I guess it depends on what that something is. We are getting close to Simcast range. If Dallas scores a touchdown, it is Simcast time. Lynn Bowden action. He gets a yard. Now 3rd and 2. Looks like they're going to run it again. Back to Bowden. He does not get it. I don't know why Lynn Bowden got a carry in a short yardage situation. That seems questionable. So the Rams get the stop. Step 1 of their operation is complete. A 3rd, a 2nd, Elijah Moore, a 5th, and a 4th next year for Godwin. I mean, I guess that's not horrible, but like most of those picks are just kind of bleh. Elijah Moore is a good starting point. The second-round pick is nice, but mid-round picks are hard to hit on. So, and one of the few mid-round picks that look like a hit on paper, Elliott Donald, the Explorers traded away. Maybe that's why Original was asking everybody if they wanted to swap teams yesterday. Why do we refuse to get the ball to Nick Chubb? I honestly had the same question. So again, a field goal does pretty much nothing here. The Rams have to score a touchdown to make it a 1-score game. If they kick a field goal, the deficit would still be 9. So no matter what, that's multiple possessions they'd have to make up. So they've either got to score their first touchdown in the playoffs, or they will be out of the playoffs. And if they keep going short and wasting time, it's going to look more and more like it'll be the latter. 3rd and 1. Okay. They're moving it slowly. They need to pick up the pace, but they are moving the ball. So I guess there's that. Fumble, and it's picked up by the Cowboys. The big man, Jordan Davis, recovers it. Now, we will see if he was down or not, but if he is, I think he can pretty much write this game off. Okay, yeah, he wasn't down. It did not look like a hit stick animation, but I didn't really get a clear angle of when the ball came out. But yeah, considering they're reviewing it, there you go. The right knee is down, and Javonte still is the ball. Right there. Still is the ball. That's not a fumble. Who could have seen that one coming? Madden and their predictable fumbles. They're going short again. It's not like there's unlimited time here, guys. There's less than 4 minutes on the clock. 3rd and 8. They're going short again. It's incomplete. You got to go for it here. You don't really have a choice. 4th and 8. The game's basically on the line right here for the Rams to keep their playoff hopes alive. Dak has a wide open man up the middle, and he gets it to the 21. Is that Tommy Tremble? OFL 22, Browns legend Tommy Tremble? No, that was Hunter Henry. Okay. He looked darker than Hunter Henry, but maybe it is Hunter Henry. Short throw, the Rams. Look at that. Hunter Henry in for a touchdown, and this game just got real interesting. So the Rams score their first touchdown in the playoffs, and they're now only down by 5. We've got ourselves a ball game once again. A 91-yard drive for the Rams with nearly a fumble. So with 3 minutes left, Dallas has the ball and the lead, and it's time for Nick Chubb to try to finish off the game. They haven't really leaned on the run yet, but they've got one of the best running backs in the game. They're going to have to give him the ball here. Or just give it to Lynn Bowden, sure, whatever. That seems not the brightest. He gets about 3. Why is Lynn Bowden, is Nick Chubb hurt or something? Why else would Lynn Bowden be getting all these snaps? Now they're going to throw it. Okay. It is caught. And they do get the first down. I think that was Lynn Bowden. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. The Rams have all 3 of their timeouts still, but they're going to have to start using them now. Will Nick Chubb be in the game? What the hell? Why is Lynn Bowden getting all these carries? He has to be hurt, right? He's got to be. Wide open field for Lynn Bowden. That's a good start. Or Lynn Bowden, my bad. What's the deal with Nick Chubb? Dislocated wrist. He's out for the game, but when it says out for game, it means he'll be fine for the next week. So that is why Lynn Bowden is getting all these carries. That explains a lot. Okay, so Nick Chubb is hurt, but he will be good, assuming Dallas wins. I don't think it ever mentioned when he got hurt. That's weird, but whatever. Look at him go again, Lynn Bowden. Trying to put the team on his back on this final drive. All they need is one more first down and the game is over. All they need is 3 yards to finish it off. Lynn Bowden, he got it. Why do the Rams have like nobody in the middle of the field to try to stop him? And there you go. Lynn Bowden finishes it off for the Cowboys, and they will go to the NFC Championship as they defeat the Rams 21-16 in what ended up being a pretty fun game. All right, it's now over. So Nick is going back to the conference championship for just the second time in his coaching career. Nick has been in the NFC, I think, 4 of 5 years in the OFL. He was there in 19 and 20 with the Cardinals. He was there in 21 with the Thunderbirds. And now this year in Dallas. So that's, like, in the NFC, nearly 20 seasons of coaching. And he's never once made it to the NFC Championship until today. Dallas will get to host the conference championship game as well between either Seattle or the Dreadnoughts. What happened last NFC Championship? The Commies beat the Monarchs. And now both of those teams have coaching vacancies. Will history repeat itself this year? Dak Prescott was okay. He wasn't bad. He wasn't great. Joe Burrow was pretty great, though. He only threw 2 incompletions. A lot of short stuff early. He did go downfield more as the game went along, and overall was quite good. Dallas's refusal to run the ball until right at the end was odd. Lynn Bowden actually led them in yards over Nick Chubb, ironically enough. The last time Nick made it, he never made it to the NFC Championship. That's my point. He made it to the AFC Championship last year and lost to the Shamrocks. I don't remember how that game specifically went. I just know that he lost. A lot of TFLs for both sides. Both run defenses were quite good. So the number 1 seeded Cowboys won. Let's see how the number 1 seeded Buffalo Bills do, as they will face off against the 6 seeded Houston Texans. Arguably the two leading MVP candidates are in this game with Rashawn Gary and Trevor Lawrence. One new injury. Oh, this is for the Rams. I was going to say, Nick Chubb should be fine. Yeah, Isaiah Foskey. Okay. Slot receiver, rush defensive tackle 2, and corner. Sure. Here's rush defensive tackle. Slot receiver. And corner. And rush right end is Mr. Okwara. And obviously Rashawn Gary. Dre Watt, defensive tackle 2. Boom. Siri, give me a number between 998 and 999.
It's 46.
That's not what I asked for, Siri. Give me a number between 998 and 999.
It's 998.
Okay, so that is the Texans, but I'm actually going to go to the Bills real quick, and there is a reason for this. We'll go back to the Texans in a second. So when I was fixing up the depth charts and whatnot, I saw this. Playoff Blizzard. And for whatever reason, that message did not pop up with the Texans. I don't know why. But yeah, this game will be in a blizzard. So that does kind of neutralize things, although both teams are already really good as is. Both teams are proven to be good in watched games. The Bills haven't looked invincible in watched, but they've won every watched game they've played this year. Texans are coming off a nice win against the Oilers in what ended up being really close. This favors Sean Tucker. This probably does. Sean Tucker was really good in a non-blizzard last week. Texas team in a blizzard? Well, Sean Tucker's played in cold weather before at Syracuse. He can handle it. Sean Tucker knows what it's like to play in cold mid to upstate New York. All blues with red helmets. Syracuse plays... Oh, you're right. They play in the Carrier Dome. Well, you got my point. He's probably practiced in cold New York weather. I don't know why I didn't think they were in a dome for a second. That's like one of those recognizable stadiums in the country. Reds with blue helmets. So, would that be one of the alternates? Not that one. Is it the other one? Oh, here we go. I assume red pants. Are there red? That's not what I want. Why is it blue? What are we doing here, EA? There we go. Yeah, but the home jersey is blue. I knew that was wrong. It's the current alternate. Yes, this is the red one. Okay. Red pants. There we go. And blue helmet. I assume this is what you want. This can go either way. It sure can. I mean, the Bills are 16-1. They're coming off the best regular season probably in OFL history. But the Texans are really good. Bills by 5,300. Okay, that seems ambitious. I mean, the Texans are pretty good. They're not your ordinary 6 seed. Say it with me, kids. We love snow. Oh, Bloods versus Crips. That too. Although they're wearing the opposite helmet, though. The Bills are wearing blue with red helmets, and the Texans are wearing red with blue helmets. So it's like they're supporting the other side. It's not truly Bloods and Crips. But nonetheless, it should be a pretty fun game regardless. I think the winner of this game would probably be the slight edge to me in the AFC Championship. I think on paper, these are the two best teams in the conference, even over my beloved Cincinnati Bengals. That's not to say the Bengals or Chargers couldn't beat these two teams. I think they absolutely could. But I think the winner of this game would probably be the better bet to make it to the OFL Bowl. And the same applies with Dallas. My OFL Bowl pick was Dallas over Houston. Although I could certainly see the Bills winning. I mean, they went 16-1. They're pretty darn good. Indecisive Bloods and Crips members. That's exactly right. We'll start with the Texans offense, who will start back at the 16. Not great field position. And we will get a look at Lamar Jackson. He had a pretty good week last week, but the real story that Texans fans were pleased to see was that of Sean Tucker, who absolutely went rampant against the Houston Oilers defense. The last time I can think of the Bills' playoff game in a blizzard, it didn't end too well. For the Bills, that is. And they're challenging the first play of the game. Wow, we're really getting down to it already. So they're challenging if the receiver caught the ball in bounds. That's Christian Watson. It looked like he did. Yeah. Why would they challenge that? That seems like a waste. They just threw away a timeout 8 seconds into the game. Not exactly a phenomenal start. Who was the last drafted running back to be as good as Sean Tucker? I don't know, because it's hard for drafted running backs to really be good early on. There's got to be some, though. But I can't really think of one off the top of my head. As much as we love the guy, obviously Sean Tucker is not the greatest drafted running back in OFL history, or anywhere near it, yet. Maybe he will be in 2 or 3 seasons. But would there have been one last year? I.T. Thomas was drafted high, but he was never this good. This year, Bijan was drafted really high. He's not this good. Yet. He probably will be. Third and 3. Sean Tucker up the middle. Barely gets it. The defender really tried his best to drag him down shy of the line, but Sean Tucker's a little too good. The Bills do have some very good players defensively. Their pass rush is one of, if not the best we've ever seen. They've got 2 superstar linebackers. Their secondary is loaded. And on offense, they have arguably the best quarterback in the league. There's a reason why this team won 16 games and was pretty comfortably the best team in the league through the regular season. If IT was as good as Sean Tucker in OFL 22, those Cleveland teams would have rings. Plural. If MVP Ross had Sean Tucker in his backfield, just imagine. Speaking of Sean Tucker, he brings it to the 35. 1 yard shy of his jersey number. Or should I say his old jersey number, now that he's wearing 44 in real life. Houston's going to kick. This is like prime field goal miss range. And being in a blizzard, which might have wind, that doesn't really help. That kick does not look good at all. Nope, he missed it. From 52. It was actually decently close, but yeah, that kick looked low. I'll take 3. Take 0 instead. So here comes the Bills offense, starting off with a good old screen. For a gain of nothing. So basically an incompletion. The only difference is that the clock is now running. Oh my God, they're going to run another screen, and this time they lose 3. Because it worked so well on first down, let's try it again. If this is a screen, I swear. Okay, it's not. He does go to the running back, though, hilariously enough, and they don't get it. Who could have guessed? 3 plays and 3 short passes to the running back, which, unsurprisingly, do not result in a first down. The Bills gain a whopping 2 yards on that drive. Yeah, is Joe Lombardi calling these plays? And we thought Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott were throwing the ball conservatively at the start of that game. Trevor Lawrence has thrown 3 passes, completing all of them, for 2 yards. Does EA think I'm the Bills coach? Clearly. EA must have thought you weren't Dallas, otherwise Dallas wouldn't have won. I think they got the first. Yeah. It looked like he got it. Can we get out of the replay, EA? I don't want to see this. Okay, they did get it. I don't think Dallas ran a single screen. I think you're right. I don't think they ran a screen once. No wonder why the offense looked good. Here's Sean Tucker, breaking tackles. Used to that cold New York weather, even if he played in a dome in college. I mean, he still had to go up to, like, Boston College and stuff. It's probably cold up there in October and November. Maybe not so much like the Clemsons of the world, but point remains. Wide open throw up the middle. Too easy for Christian Watson. For making this version of Sean Tucker, I should be rewarded with a ring. I was going to say something about that, but then remembered the dome. Unfortunately, I didn't think before I spoke. Look at Sean Tucker! He is pleased to be untouched into the end zone with a 30-yard score. And Sean Tucker will put the Texans on the board first. For those who have been living under a rock, Sean Tucker is pretty good. So now the Bills have to respond. Will they run a play that does not involve throwing to the running back? Let's find out. They're going to hand it off to the running back instead. Smart strategy. And they actually get a decent gain, although Cam Jurgens is hurt. It's a sacrifice. They run something other than a short throw to the running back, and one of their starting offensive linemen is hurt. And keep in mind, Kenyon Green is already injured. They don't want another offensive lineman injured, so they're going to go back to the short passes to the running back. And on that play, it worked. To their credit. Cookie Carlisle, the rookie. Cookie the rookie. That rhymed. I can't believe I could have used that rhyme all year and didn't. It's another run to the running back, and this time the sacrifice comes on defense with Grant Delpit. Thought they're going to run a jet sweep for a second. It'd be the Browns' offense from last year all over again. A screen or a jet sweep. There's nothing like a nice screen to I.T. Thomas for a gain of 2, and then on 3rd and 7, a jet sweep for Devontae Smith, who loses a yard, resulting in a punt. Nothing like it. 3rd and inches, they go to Zeke. He'll get the first. And nobody got injured this time. The curse might be broken. You can actually do things other than passes to the running back without somebody getting injured. Took them the entire quarter to know that, but now they do. So that'll wrap up the first quarter. 7-0. The Texans have the lead. Sean Tucker's off to another fantastic start. But the Bills are starting to show some signs of life on offense. Nothing for Cookie, the rookie. Now 3rd and 6. Short throw. Did he get it? Oh, he rolled past. That's going to be a first, yeah. That was a smart play by Dalton Kincaid to make sure he got as much yardage as possible because he knew he was going to be close. Solid run for Zeke. Another short throw and another first down. This time, again, the short pass that the running back worked. Trevor Lawrence has completed 7 passes and has 30 yards. That's even worse than what Joe Burrow and Dak did. I didn't think you could one-up that, but he has. I think Lamar has more yards, and he's completed like 2 passes. Now Lawrence is going to go downfield, and it is broken up this time. Finally an incompletion. So now it's a 3rd and 6. Everybody's in motion. What trickery did the Bills have up their sleeve here? Well, whatever it was, it did not fool the Texans. Calvin Mentor, I think that's Calvin Mentor, only gets 5. I would think he got a kick here. 4th and 1, just get some points. Oh, they're going to go for it. I'm surprised by that. I thought they would have kicked. I mean, I don't hate it. Doesn't hurt to be aggressive in the playoffs. I don't think he got it. Nope. Ezekiel Elliott does not get the first down. I was right. They should have kicked, clearly. And so the Texans will get the ball back. Still 7-0. The Bills decided to be aggressive, and it back. Oh, Lamar's completed 6 passes. Why did I think he had like 2 or 3? Lamar's in his zone also, for what it's worth. There's Sean Tucker, now 3rd and 7. Bills certainly don't want to be down by 2 scores, so they could certainly use a stop, and it does not look like they are going to get it. Amari Cooper takes it 82 yards to the house for a touchdown. The Houston Texans have come to play against the number 1 seeded Buffalo Bills. I wouldn't hit the panic button yet if I was the Bills, but I would start to walk towards it. They've got to show something on this drive. They've got to score. That 4th down miss really is clearly made an impact. Certainly not over. This team won 16 games. They're the best team in regular season history. So there's no reason to think they can't make some noise here. But if they don't do it soon, then against a team like the Texans, they may never really have an opportunity to make a comeback. No one high-fiving Tom Brady is insane. Does he deserve a high five? Why did I say a top 5? Yeah, let's give Tom Brady some top on the sideline. That sounds great. I'm sure he would like that. But yeah, what's Tom Brady doing other than holding kicks? And clipboards, probably. Trevor Lawrence is going to launch a moon ball down the field, and it is caught, but out of bounds. Wow. That could have been massive for the Bills. But he just misfires. The receiver was open, too. He could have gotten the touchdown, and then the Bills shanked the punt. Actually, no, they didn't. That looked like a weird animation, but they're starting at the 29, so it's fine. Nothing seems to be going the Bills' way so far. The Texans can make it a 3-score game now. Both guys in the backfield are in the zone. I think it might be time to hit the panic button, yeah. Although they did get the sack, Von Miller. You know, if the Bills get a stop here and score, they can make it a 1-score game before halftime, and they do start with the ball in the second half. All that is a lot easier said than done with how this game has gone so far, especially now that Lamar Jackson and Sean Tucker are in the zone. How did Sean Tucker get in the zone? Lamar was in the zone during the last drive. He threw the 80-yard touchdown. Why is Sean Tucker in there now? I mean, more Sean Tucker supremacy the better, I guess, but 3rd and 16, it is caught. I don't think he's going to get the first, though. Nope, a couple yards shy. So the Bills get the stop. Step 1 of the Buffalo operation is complete. You know, if they didn't waste that challenge on the first play of the game, that would have been nice for them. Another high and questionable kick. Giving me flashbacks to the Ravens and Titans divisional round. Yeah, I guess so. Although I feel like the Titans that year were more of a surprise than the Texans are now. Even though Houston's the 6th seed, I mean, we all know they're really good. Whereas the Titans were a shock. Weren't the Titans the 6th seed that year? And that was when it only went up to 6 seeds. That was before there were 7 playoff teams. It's Trev over. It's not Trev over yet. If they don't score on either of these next 2 drives, or if it's not a one-score game, by the time the Texans get the ball back in the third quarter, then yeah, maybe I'd be a little bit more worried. But I don't think it's over yet. But the Texans' defense has been ruthless today. Whenever Trevor's tried to go deep, he can't get anything. The Texans' coverage has been very good. Now it's a 3rd and 7. And the Bills will get it. Calvin Mentor, I think that was to the 29. Buffalo calls a timeout. Oh, that was Jamar Chase. Okay, Jamar Chase makes the play. Another short throw to the running back. It kind of works. They get 8. Now they get it to the 12. Oh my gosh, there's 20 seconds left. Would be nice if they had 2 timeouts, though. That'd be real nice. Short throw to the running back. You gotta love it, EA. And they bring it to the 9. They call the timeout. If they throw the ball in the field of play, I swear, you're at the 9. It's kind of hard to go that short, and they still do it. He does get out of bounds. It's kind of hard to throw it within 5 yards when you're in this situation. I can't see them going in the field of play. Okay, Trevor throws it away. That's fine. Sometimes you just got to play it safe, avoid a big mistake, and score. Houston's going to still be up by 2 possessions, though, going into the third quarter, which is a really big deal. Even though the Bills will start with the ball, Houston is very much still in the driver's seat. Got to feel really impressed by the Texans, who have walked into a blizzard here in Buffalo and have basically dominated so far. It's not over, but the Texans look really good. Buffalo's got to respond on this first drive of the second half, and on the flip side, if the Texans get a stop, then they will be sitting really pretty. Buffalo couldn't quite manage the clock like Dallas did. At least they scored, though. I mean, yeah, it's still a 2-score game. I get a field goal doesn't make like that much of a difference, but they got some points on the board, so we'll see what they can do. Short gain of 8 for Mr. Trevor. I want to see a good ending. A happy ending? That's Deshaun Watson's favorite type of ending. The perfect ending, though, would be like a Sean Tucker, like a Marshawn Lynch type run to win the game at the buzzer. Although I like both of these teams. Both of these teams are deserving. Happy endings are for later. Oh, so the winning quarterback might get one. All right, Trevor, that means you've got to step up your game here, buddy. Seriously, how many throws have gone to the running backs from Trevor Lawrence? It's got to be at least half, right, at this point. Oh, that was Calvin Mentor. I thought that was a running back. I was looking at the chat as like the first part of that play happened, so I just assumed the running back did like a short pattern. Solid run for Zeke. So far, so good for the Bills. Trevor needs to follow in the footsteps of his former Clemson quarterback. Oh, that was almost intercepted. The Bills were lucky that the defensive back tried to just swat the ball away rather than go for the catch. Trevor Lawrence goes downfield, and it's broken up. That was a good throw. But the defensive back made a really nice play on the ball. Imagine not picking Houston. True that. Oh, another near interception. Devin White had it right in his hands. So the Bills, after all that, will technically make it a one-score game. I said they had to make it within one possession with their back-to-back drives. Oh, he missed it! He didn't even make the kick. I was just assuming he was going to make it. Why did I assume it? It's a 50-yard kick in a blizzard. As it doinks off the crossbar. Okay, I take back my point. I said the Bills needed to make it a one-score game with their back-to-back drives, and with the missed field goal, they don't. Is the games banned from showing up to streams? Not necessarily. I mean, if he's here, I'm not going to stop him. As long as he's not doing bad stuff. The timing of that is very ironic. Right when he says that, the Games just walks in the building. Hector must have told him we were streaming. That's the only reason how this could have happened. There's no way that was a coincidence. He had to have told him. Who is the kicker? Who is the Bills kicker? I feel like they have someone who's like decently good. I could be wrong though. I just said no, you're not. As long as you don't like do anything bad, then I'm not going to stop you from being at streams. Harrison Bucker. Yeah, the Bills do have a good kicker. Sean Tucker with wide open room. If the Texans score a touchdown, this game turns into a simcast, by the way. Houston's very close to making it a 3-score game. Lamar rolls out. Gets it to around the 5. The Texans are getting real close. I wish I let my punter kick. I thought your punter was kicking. I thought Barringer was the kicker. Because, I think that was the name of the guy who missed the first field goal. So, I think he is kicking. Like the Patriots going 16-0 for nothing. The Patriots made the bowl, though. I don't think this Bills team is fraudulent. I mean, they deserve to go 16-1. They're the best team in OFL regular season history. They just happen to have a bad day today. I mean, it happens. I'm hoping and praying that the Bengals win today. Well, I like the way you think there, Danny, but unfortunately that's not going to happen because we're not playing today. If we were playing today, though, then I would agree. But, yeah, it's now simcast time. 4th and 2. They punt it. Good punt, but, like, I would have gone for it at that point. Okay, the Bills score a touchdown. 21-10. They get stopped. Are the Bills actually going to make this a game? Okay, they don't get it there. 4th and 6. Trevor Lawrence only gets 5. Bills get the ball right back, though. 4th and 18. They get stopped, so the Texans have it back. Christian Watson scores. This game is now definitely over. The Bills score again. Houston gets the onside. And Sean Tucker will finish it off. Although the Bills somehow will get the ball back. But it's not going to matter. The 16-1 Bills, the greatest team in regular season OFL history, has just lost in the divisional round. The OFL playoffs have been flipped on their side. The Texans are going back to the AFC Championship for a second straight season. Last year they lost at home to New England. This year it'll be on the road against either the Bengals or the Chargers. Even with the Bills losing, I think the Texans are basically just as good as the Bills. So I don't really feel any better about my team making the OFL Bowl as I did 30 minutes ago. A great season for the Bills. Even though they lost in the playoffs, they had the greatest regular season in OFL history. That's got to mean something, right? Yeah, they didn't win the bowl, but I don't think this season's a disappointment for the Bills. It's certainly not a disappointment anymore for the Texans, who are the only team who made a conference championship last year who will be going back. Lamar Jackson was pretty good. Only completed 12 passes, but he had a lot of big throws. Trevor Lawrence did not play like an MVP. He wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't say he was on his game. Sean Tucker with another phenomenal performance. If we beat the Chargers, which the Chargers are a good team, there's a chance we don't. But if we do, I don't know how we're going to stop this man. So C-Mill and the Texans are back in the AFC Championship for a second straight season as they try to avenge their heartbreak from last year. They beat the best team in the league with the Bills. Playoffs in football, anything can happen. That's true. So those are our two games today. One of the number one seeds is moving on. Another one of the one seeds is done. Dallas beats the Rams in what ended up being a pretty exciting game. The Texans beat the Bills pretty comfortably. And then we've still got two more games to go. The Bills and the Chargers, and then the Seahawks and the Dreadnoughts. For those who missed my announcement yesterday or missed it in the polls, we're not doing all four games today. We're doing the other two games within the next couple of days, probably Wednesday. This is my plan as of now, and this is very much subject to change. So these two games Wednesday, Conference Championships Friday, OFL Bowl Sunday or Monday. Doesn't everybody or a lot of people have off for Memorial Day? So that's going to be the plan, probably. Again, subject to change, but that's what I'm thinking as of right now. So that'll wrap up the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we will be back Wednesday for the Bills, Chargers. And then Friday. I mean, it could be Friday/Saturday. We could always do Saturday and Monday. That's fine. Who's my baseball team? My baseball team is unfortunately, not so much unfortunately this year, but the Tigers. Did I say Bills, Chargers? I meant Bengals. You know what I mean. They both start with a B, okay? Reading is hard. So, yeah, peace out. Who day?